Hello friends, this is Barbara from Wigs and Fluff. Now, today I want to talk to you about my reasons why I think everyone should own a wig. Now, I think it's just a great idea. I have a friend who worked, she's now 80, but she worked all her life. And she told me, she says, I was totally into wigs when I was working. She said that every day when she went to work, she'd put on her wig. She found one that she especially liked, and that was her hairdo for work. And she said it totally worked. It took most of the time for preparing and getting ready for work away. She said it just took me no time in the morning. I just put on a little bit of makeup, put on my wig, and I was out the door in less than half the time that it usually took. She said she could not believe how much time it actually took for her to mess with her hair and to make it just right and acceptable for the workplace. So that's one reason. Another reason is just so convenient. It's convenient. It's just so easy to put on a wig and go. And I just think it's at least one wig. I think I used to have them when I was a young girl. I used to wear them. I used to have the long ones back then because I was into long hair and I was young and I could wear them. But even back then I was into wigs. I used to love them. I used to keep them in these hat boxes. And another reason outside of the convenience is that it's just cool. It's really cool. These wigs today are far more comfortable than the ones that I used to have way back when. These are they're open weave, they're cooler, they're comfortable, they're easy to wear. I have on today the Acclaim, this is the Voltage, I think it is, in glazed vanilla. I have on my Voltage in glazed vanilla. So I have to write down the names of all of my wigs on the wig heads or else I get confused. I have so many right now. It is hard for me to keep track of them. So anyways, yes, this is the Voltage and this is in glazed vanilla. So I think that convenience, cutting your work time, you're getting ready for work time in half, it's cool. You know, you can wear these wigs literally all day and into the night if you want to go out with your friends after work. And they still feel real good. They don't itch. They don't cause any kind of rashes or any kind of weird stuff like that. They as long as you wash them and keep them up, they're a no-brainer. They're so easy. They're comfortable, really easy to wear. Today's wigs are sexy. There are a lot more sexy styles than there used to be. Today you can find a cute little sexy wig that will really, take years off your age and make you look way younger. You feel confident, more confident. And when you wear a wig to work every day, which I think is a grand idea, when she told me this, when my friend told me about that, I thought, that is just a great idea. And she said she did for years. She just put on the wig and went. She said she did not have to worry about her hair not looking good that day in the workplace. And so that's what she did. She said she felt confident. And she said she also felt feminine because she knew her hair was right every single day. And she felt good about herself. So these are some reasons why I think everyone should have at least one wig, even if you're not suffering from hair loss like me. And I just think it's a good idea, at least one that you can wear and maybe just start wearing them to work every day. It'll help you. It'll help you with your hair issues at work. I don't know how many times I had to go to work and I had to battle the rain and I ended up looking like a drowned rat by the time I got to work. And my hair was bad all day. It was just straight and in my face, and it was horrible all day. Whereas if I had a wig, I would have just been able to fix it, put it on, and it would have taken its shape right back. And it wouldn't have been in my face like a drowned rat. So, anyways, I think it's just a grand idea. If you're a working lady, if you're a working girl, I think it's a wonderful idea for you to get yourself a wig. Consider your face shape. Make sure it's one that looks good on you and professional, and one that you can feel confident in. And wear it every day. Get another one, have two. One that you can switch on and off. That way you don't have to wash them so often. And wear them every day. I think it's a wonderful idea that this lady told me about. She said she did it every day. She said she found that it was so convenient that that's what she did. And when she went on business trips, she said the wig just went right in her bag and brought it with her. And then she had some kind of a little portable thing that she set up and put her wig on. And then when she was ready to go, she said she put it on and went to her meetings, and her hair was perfect every single time. So, it's just a no-brainer. It's something that we all us women need to consider, is having at least one wig. I love my wigs. I think they're a hoot. They're fun to wear. I have a red one. I have all kinds of blonde ones. I'm really liking this color right here, the glazed vanilla, and I'm really liking the biscuit color. This is the crowd pleaser, and this is the biscuit color. I'm really liking this one. I think my newest wig is coming in the biscuit. I think that's what I ordered. So, anyways, so I hope that you will take that into consideration, and I hope that you will absolutely get yourself a wig, even if you're not suffering from hair loss. Just do it. Order one and see what happens. And if you're going to do that, if you're just going to get one, go ahead and order a more expensive one, the $150 range at least, so that you have yourself a good and decent wig that's going to hold up. And I would recommend Raquel Welch. I love Raquel Welch wigs. Most of mine are Raquel Welch. I love the color chart because it's easy to navigate and decipher, and you can see what you're getting. So, anyways, those are my recommendations. Even if you're not losing your hair, get a wig. It'll help. You'll love it. Now, today I have a story for you, and it's about Moses and the people of Israel. And I painted this story. And this is about manna in the wilderness. Now, they were in the desert, as you can see. They were in the desert. And they were wandering around. And the Lord led them by a pillar of light during the day and a pillar of fire at night. Now, God had a purpose for this. He didn't take them out of Egypt and 400 years of slavery just to let them suffer in the desert. No. He did not. So, right now I'm playing the part of Zipporah, Moses' wife. Now, Moses had the responsibility of leading, my husband had the responsibility of leading the Israelites through the desert. And we had already passed through the Red Sea, and miraculously God provided for us. He provided for us, and He parted the Red Sea. He parted the Red Sea, and the pillar of cloud went before us, and we walked through on dry land. It was a miracle because the Pharaoh's army were right behind us, and we could hear the hooves of the horses pounding in the dirt. And it was frightening. And many people were crying out to Moses and saying, "What have you done? You've brought us here to die." And Moses went and cried out to God and said, "What are we going to do, Lord? The Pharaoh is coming." Well, So we crossed through on dry land, and the waves crashed down. I saw it with my own eyes. The waves crashed down on the Egyptians, and they drowned. Now, afterwards, God continued to lead us through the desert, and He was with us. He promised us He would be with us, and He was. He led us by a pillar of smoke during the day and the pillar of fire at night to light up the night sky. Now, after a time, the people started getting hungry and grumpy. And they were calling out to Moses, my husband, and they were saying, "Moses, we are thirsty. We are hungry. The people of God need a break. We need a rest. We need some food and water. We are out of everything." So Moses stopped and cried out to the Lord and said, "Lord, what am I going to do? These people are driving me crazy. They're complaining all the time." My husband was at his wits' end with these complainers. Everything that happened, then they would sit there and have a complaint for it. So Moses talked to God, and God said, "Take your staff and hit that rock over there. You see that rock?" And when my husband did that, water flowed right out of the rock. It formed a nice little lake, and the people had lots of water to drink. So we camped there for several days. And then the people started grumbling and complaining again, and my husband Moses was so furious with them. And he said, "What is it now?" And they said, "Well, we're hungry still. We're still hungry. Thanks for the water, but we're still hungry." So he went to God again and said, "God, I don't know what to tell you, but the people are grumbling again." And the Lord told my husband, "Yes, I've heard." And he said, "Tomorrow morning, look on the ground. You will see something on the ground called manna." And manna was bread. It was like a little wafer, a honey taste to it. And we picked it up every day, every morning. We would pick it up in little baskets, enough for one day. Now, there were some people in the group that tried to hoard it and keep it for 2 or 3 days, but it just turned to maggots, and we couldn't do it. God said only enough for one day, and He meant it. So we only picked up enough for one day, just one day. And then we were still camping there, and the people got grumpy again, and they went to Moses, my husband, again. And my husband said, "What is it now?" And the people said, "Well, we're still hungry. We can't just eat bread all the time, these wafers all the time, although they're good and they're delicious. And we thank God for them, but we need some meat. We need some protein." And so Moses went to the Lord again. My husband went and talked to Jesus again, to God. And he said, "God, these people are complaining on me again. This time they want meat." And God said, "Yes, I know, I've heard them." And He said, "I will send quail. And you will see quail, little birds, here, there, and everywhere, falling from the sky. And that's what you are to eat. That will be your meat." Well, many of us had never even seen a quail before, and we didn't even know what it was. This is what a quail looks like. That's the kind of bird it is. Many people go hunting for quail today. A lot of quail hunters. So, anyways, that's how God provided for the people of Israel, for my people. And Moses, my husband, got so furious with these people, with all their grumbling and groaning and complaining and panicking, when God told us, "Do not fear. I am with you." And He was with us throughout the whole time in the desert, through a pillar of smoke during the day and a pillar of fire at night. So I hope you enjoyed that story of Moses, my husband. And I hope that you will think about that. God is with us. God was always with the people of Israel, and He's with you too. He will take care of you if you let Him. Don't be like the people of Israel, grumbling and complaining all the time. Just go to God and tell Him what you need. That's all He needs. Just tell Him what you want. Pray, read the Bible, and go to church. These are the things God calls us to do. Have faith. Have faith in God. And don't be afraid. I'll see you next time. Bye.